We also do have, the beautiful Amanda Nicole. She's in the house as well. We're going to be talking to her in a few seconds, but I kind of want to open this topic up to everybody because this is a conversation that I've had with multiple people, and it's actually funny that you brought that up about Michigan. Michigan's market in this industry is not very high. I think It's all very safe to say that. And we find ourselves having to export all of our best talent. I mean, Jasmine Sue just left us. She's in LA.
That's so depressing.
We lost Caitlin Welton. Yeah. We lost her. We're consistently hemorrhaging our best talents every day. But why?
There's only so much that Michigan has to offer, I think.
But why?
What,
that's
what are you going to
question.
market here, though? Like, I'm not saying, like, Detroit is a bad town, but, like, Detroit is where it's at for Michigan. Like, so if you've gone to the top in Detroit, there's nowhere left for you to go. There's, like...
Exactly, and I agree with that. And I think that's the problem. And I feel that it's on us. People like you, Chelsea, people like you, Amanda, people like you, Miss Parker, people like you, Nick, people like you, Sebastian. It's on us to band together.
Right.
And create that market here. Because without that, we're going to continue exporting people. But the problem is there are so many people out there with false senses of arrogance.
Oh, God. So many.
So many people who believe they're better than everyone else and that they're actually going to get somewhere. But what they don't know is that you're going to hit that ceiling eventually. So you can think you're on top now, but you're eventually going to hit that ceiling. So unless we all start banding together to create that market here, Michigan will fail. Just as it has the last 20, 30 years or so.
Right.
So I challenge everybody in this industry to come together, work together, lend a helping hand, help each other out, so we can make Michigan on top once again, so we can bring Detroit back to the metropolis that it once was. So it's actually interesting that you say that. I kind of wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. We'll start with Amanda.
I'm not really sure why it is that way. I've done a couple of commercials and nationwide print stuff in Ohio, and I feel like the industry isn't even that much different than here, so I'm not sure why Detroit hasn't stepped it up.
Okay, what about you, Ms. Parker? What do you think?
Well, not so much with, like, the whole modeling and everything, but, like, because I do other things besides modeling, but...
What do you do?
Well, I do pole dancing. And for that, I always have to travel outside of the state. Like just this weekend, me and my two friends that are here with me, we were just in Roanoke, Virginia, and we were just performing at the Hookers Masquerade Ball. Besides there, I mean, other than that, it's really hard to find anything local in, the not only Detroit area, but just Michigan in general. Like, for me, I live up towards the Flint area, so... Yes. So, I mean, and up there, I mean, I have to come down here to even practice with fellow polars because up in my area, there's really no one that is as into it as me and other people, so.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so let's hear it kind of from the other side of the spectrum. Nick, you are a photographer. So let's kind of hear your, because we're all models here. I mean, I'm not a model, but DK's a model, Amanda's a model, Miss Parker, she's a model, and a pole, and all sorts of other stuff.
She's a pole?
She is a pole.
Yes.
She is a pole.
She's kind of
I'm
tall
a very
and
nice
Exactly,
pole.
she's tall and thin.
I wouldn't say tall. I'm
How tall are you?
I'm fun size.
How tall are you?
5'3".
You're 5'3".
Okay, long and thin.
That's like Halloween Snicker size, all right? That works. All right, so Nick, what's your take on this? What's your take on the state of Michigan in this industry?
Particularly the modeling industry. It's kind of a tough one. I think, of course, it's almost impossible to compete with New York and L.A.
And Miami.
And Miami. But we're not even trying to compete with them. We're losing models to Ohio and just
how does that happen?
They just want to go anywhere but here. And you know, I mean, I've never worked in an industry other than the, you know, southeastern Michigan, Detroit area. But, you know, I mean, we have a very negative industry. There's a lot of just bickering and fighting and
Perverts.
Yeah, you know, GWCs, of course, everywhere. But you know, it's just, you know, the biggest problem I see is, you know, everybody's just fighting each other. No one's working together to make something better. They're too busy stabbing the other guy in the back so they can, quote unquote, get ahead.
I agree. All right, well, to kind of take it out of perspective, Mr. Avenue, you are in the radio industry. I mean, do you face these same kind of struggles as well? I mean, you know, what's your take on this topic?
Well, unfortunately, also because more so from the radio aspect, but just also generally because I'm more of an artist, if anything else.
Okay.
But most importantly, being a skinny black nerd, I can tell you that there's not.
Amen.
Michigan is a place where you have to fit in to a certain crowd. It's kind of like high school that has just gone on for way too long. So if you're not down with a certain clique or a crew, as childish as this may sound, you're going to be left out.
No, I agree.
And I know for one, you know, me, I do have multiple degrees, and I'm working on another one right now, my third. And
2 chains
I
up in
do
here.
plan on getting out of here. Like, you know, my 33rd, I'll be 33 in, 5 days now.
Whoa.
So
All right.
it's starting to look like it's time for me to go because there's not much left here for people like me. And I know people in other industries and maybe some models, they say the same thing. There may not be much left for them. Different circumstances or whatnot. But I know in my case, there's absolutely nothing here left for me.